Hi, welcome to the Thirsty Vintner. It's Mike and Marty here, and we're here this evening to talk to you about our trip to Kelowna, BC for our wine tasting. Anything you want to say, Marty, before we get started?
It certainly was a lot of fun, and while we were away, we had pretty good weather, I guess, and it's always good to be home and ready to tell you all about it.
Yeah, so if I'm not looking directly at you, I'm probably looking at some of the screens because I'm trying to run this live. So just stay with us as we stumble through our first live and make a few mistakes here and there. We're winemakers, not video makers. So I'm going to share my screen here first. It's something I need to learn how to do. And with that, let me say pick a window here. And I'm going to pick this one right here. And I'm just going to share with you this screen here. Let's see here. I want to flip out of that one. And let me see. Go into this one. There we go. So I am definitely stumbling through this here right now. And I'm going to flip back there. So here, I'm going to share another screen with you. And what I wanted to start with is just to show you our road trip. So we started out in Victoria and took the ferry across. And then we were went across the ferry, stopped in Vancouver for a bit. And we were driving a Tesla. We rented a Tesla. So we had one stop. I think it was Merritt. And then we continued on to Kelowna, where we stayed in RV and park resort there.
And just so you know, if you want to do this by foot, apparently it's 108 hours of walking.
Yeah, that's because I just mapped it out inappropriately before by foot. So that's kind of just a little side note there here. And continue with the sharing of the screens. This would be much nicer if this was over here, but no, that's fine here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run through some of our pictures that we took, or videos, and that kind of explains our trip a bit. Instead of editing all this information and editing all these videos and putting them together, we're just going to stumble through them here on the live. So here's the first one. Hello, it's Mike and Marty from the Thirsty. So let me see here. I actually have to share this screen first with you. This is going to take a little bit of practice here, obviously. There we go. I got to share a screen first. Window. Here we go. Thirsty Vintner, and here we are on our. I think we reached that. Hello, it's Mike and Marty from the Thirsty Vintner, and here we are on our Kelowna wine trip. We're just about at the place where we're going to stay, which is the Holiday RV
Park
Resort. Yes, it's just up the road here. So I'm glad somebody knows where we're going. We've rented a Tesla, just testing it out. We're kind of looking at maybe possibly buying one of these, but we've had quite a bit of fun with it. So I will let Marty here talk to you for a bit while I do driving. So why don't you talk to the customers there for a little bit, huh?
Absolutely. So Kelowna is one of the places that we've been to a few times, and I think we've flown in. We have driven from Penticton. This is the first time we've actually done a bit of a longer distance driving, coming all the way from the ferry from Swanson. And it's been a good, oh my gosh, 5 hours almost for us, stopping, eating, doing different things, whatnot. So you'll probably, first of all, we'll just talk about how cool having fun in this Tesla. It's a lot of different things that we've heard a lot of people talk about in different terrains, driving it in different weather. But in BC, it's typically quite easy to work with because we don't have a lot of snow here, and the weather is always quite warm. And we're getting into, we're getting into an HOV lane, which is something we don't have in Victoria. At least I haven't seen any. I don't know if there's a need for that yet, but here is quite easy to get into the HOV lane right away. You have 2 people in the vehicle, you can use that. And also, apparently, Teslas with the OK symbol, you can also drive in the HOV. So it allows us to have a smoother ride and less people cutting in front of you. As we know that happens quite often. So right now we're just on a very busy.
Yeah, we did learn that about the HOV lanes, although I don't think everybody abides by the HOV lanes, because we saw a lot of one-person cars that weren't electric or have the OK symbol in them. So
And we have some
go ahead.
A dog next to the passenger that doesn't count.
Maybe some people say that dogs are people too.
Yes,
so,
that's true.
especially a lot of our customers.
Highway 97.
Dogs are
And
people.
looks like we're about, I don't know, 13 minutes or so to our destination. And I've just read about this holiday RV resort. It sounds like something that most people who are retired would enjoy. There are pools, there's places for golfing, weather permitting, of course, because again, weather here is a little bit different than in Victoria, where I think it's more extreme. It gets hotter and colder than where we are at. So right now I'm just gonna tilt the camera a little bit this way, and we're just going through a lot of automobile dealerships and whatnot. It's very interesting. And we're gonna go back to the front here for a moment. And you can also see the mountains. Some mountains, not all.
We didn't know what to expect. We're just shooting whatever comes up. So yeah, this wasn't a very interesting part of Kelowna.
On this side of the view is pretty, probably on the other side, so just trying to look this
More
way.
like hills.
More like hills, not quite mountains, but I have a sneaky feeling that we are on high elevation without me actually checking the elevation. Just feels like it's higher up. So back into the Tesla again. It's kind of fun. My favorite feature so far is when I get tired, I just look up. And right now the sun's not really shining through, but
Yeah, I think all we're getting there is reflection. But there is some clouds up there.
I like that whole sky light scenario, it feels like. And then in the back here, it can fit comfortably 2 more people. Of course, the best feature of the Tesla for myself is I like how it has this screen that shows everything, where you're going, and it's a lot of fun, a lot of features, which we're not supposed to do when we're driving and playing with.
That's what you do.
We're at a red light right now.
I'm the one driving.
Okay, so back to right now. It's 3:30-ish in the afternoon, I believe. It's going into rush hour on a Thursday afternoon, on Friday afternoon, pardon me. And it's quite comfortable here. It is so far. Weather is actually quite decent. I'm gonna flip back over to seeing the outside.
I still got about 12 minutes, so you can cut it out. Well, that's just a little bit of the beginning of the trip. Just going to exit out of this screen. So I'll continue on to the next picture here. See what we have. Number 2, Kelowna wine tasting RV park. So this is
Exactly.
2 minutes.
We're recording. Hey, that road leading up to a fun little getaway for the week.
Well, you know what?
Looks like there's.
I didn't share this screen yet, did I? Or did I? Let me see. Oh, yes. No, it's not sharing this, is it?
Lots of.
No. So that's not sharing. The video's just playing. Oh, did I just close that? Okay. Stop sharing. I have to get back to that folder now. Is it here? There we go. Okay. And we'll go back here. I'm going to try and share that again, but this time I'll do it the right way. First, I got to play it.
Exactly.
2 minutes.
We're recording. Hey, there we are. So let's take a look at
This one here.
leading up to a fun little getaway.
Let's start again here. So
That's good. That's
great.
So let's take a look at the road leading up to a fun little getaway for the week. Looks like there's lots of different types of trees here that we don't see so much in the Victoria area. One thing I've noticed is that it's very fresh air from once we got off the ferry
They're not all full of moss.
and driving through some of the city areas and getting out here back into Lake Country. Oh, is it Lake County? I have to look that up to make sure I didn't say it incorrectly.
Smells the same.
Here we are.
Now turn right onto Commonwealth Road.
Holiday Park Resort. Coming down the road. And here we are. It is the Holiday Park Resort. There it is.
Holiday Park Resort Community.
So it's a whole community. So let's take a look through here. We see
It's just the entrance.
the
I know
slower traffic. It's nice stepping off the busy highway and seeing that some people have their
200 meters.
Canada
Turn
Day
right
flags
onto
up.
Holiday Parkway.
This
Thank
is
you.
The actual entrance.
Thank you, Miss Tesla, telling us where we're going. And we're looking at the entrance.
Now turn right onto Holiday Parkway.
Absolutely, we can do that.
That's the building right there. Holiday Park Resort.
Holiday Park Resort entrance. There it is. Getting on site.
Now your destination is on the left.
It certainly is.
With a key card to enter, so it's very safe. Apparently, they close the gates at night, and the whole area is video camera operated protection, video surveillance. That's once you come in.
It's only 10 kilometers per hour. That's why I'm just crawling along there.
So quite a nice. I saw the sign back there says 10 kilometers per hour only. So I'm glad to see that. People need to definitely slow down in this area. Looks like a pool of some sort. We will do more of the details in a bit. And let's just take a stop after a long journey. Exactly.
Okay, there we go. And that was just us arriving at the RV park. Stop sharing that screen and get back here to the next video. This one's the Holiday Park RV Condo Resort check-in. Oh, okay. This is the check-in. Not much to really see.
Okay, we have arrived.
So we will get back to sharing the screens here. I almost hit end stream. That would not be good. I'm going to share this screen here and continue this.
Okay.
There we go.
Let's go get ourselves
I'm going to be a
checked
pro with this, huh?
in. Notice a lot of golf carts around here.
Yeah, a lot of people drive golf carts. Sometimes Marty talks really low so you can't hear. Speak up, Marty.
And this is where we check in.
Right, looks like they're open. Not much to this.
Oh, okay. So what was the...
We will just move on to the next video.
Now there's the sales center, as you can see in the video there. If anybody's interested to purchase, to be here, it's like you will see more of the lands and the area in a bit. It's something that it's fun to consider for retirement. I mean, it's really neat. It's got lots of activities. We actually bumped into some people at the hot tub. They were talking about how they stay there, how many months a year. And
Yeah, some people live there permanently.
Yeah,
as I'll mention
it's
later
very
in the video.
community-wise.
Yeah.
Like very, very, very much so. Yeah.
So back to the next video here. Oh, this is where I just do a review of the condo after we checked in. And where did I go? Right here. Okay, we'll share that. I'm in our room here at the. Let's see, I don't think I'm quite sharing. This is a little bit of a challenge. Here is. I need to click on the video and share it now. So it's a two-step.
There you go.
2 steps.
Go up.
There we go. And here we go. Share. Holiday Park Resort, or also. I'm in our room here at the Holiday Park Resort, or also it's a bit dark in there. Four Seasons RV and Condo Resort, and I'll just take a quick look around here. There's a little 2-person table here, double bed, I guess it is. Mirror on the wall in the corner there. There's actually 2 lazy boys. One for each of us, one for me, one for Marty. And I use that lazy boy quite a bit, actually. It's very comfortable. I even fell asleep in it a couple of times. Although Marty tried to fall asleep in it once, and she ended up with a kink in her neck for a couple of days.
For 2 days, yes.
So for her, no more falling asleep in the lazy boy. There's a bit of a kitchen here. Yeah, it actually comes with a hot plate, coffee maker, microwave. It comes with. Marty did most of the cooking, obviously, when we were there. Dishes, some pots, ice bucket, a few other miscellaneous items. It also has a fridge. So basically, we saved a little bit of money for a lot of our meals by just going to the local Walmart, picking up some groceries. There's a nice big double closet here where we put all of our stuff inside. And of course, it comes with some. We only went for a week, so I kind of miss it. I kind of wish we stayed for a little bit longer because it was kind of relaxing, and we had pretty well. There wasn't not a lot of people out at the pools because it was a little bit overcast, but it was fine for us, and we kind of had the run of the place for the week we were there. Beach towels and whatnot in there, ironing board, things like that. This room has an air conditioner as well, and this is one of the condos on the resort. It's got a basic bathroom here. Comes with a couple of shampoo dispensers, conditioner dispensers. This resort is probably like almost 40 years old, but it's still in very good condition because they maintain it. It's not the highest end because it's old, but I mean it's an RV and condo resort. So basically, it's just a nice place to come and stay and enjoy the park and enjoy Kelowna itself. I'm going to head on out right now down to show you some of the things on site. So, okay, so I will show you a little bit more of the outside here as soon as that was just the inside, and now I'm going to just take a walk through the resort. So I'm going to give this a shot again, and this time do a little bit better with sharing the windows.
Entire screen. There you go. Play the video first.
Yep. Okay, and just give me a second here. I'm in our room here at the and then gotta move over here, get back here, pick the video, and I gotta share the video. There we go. That's Holiday Park Resort, or also it's a Four Seasons RV and Condo Resort. And I'll just take a quick look around here. There's a little 2-person table here. Oh, this is the same one. Sorry. Let me get back to the other one. If you can just hang on. Okay. I need to pick the correct video. I picked the same one again. So it was this one that I wanted. Put that up there. What's that? And then I'm gonna have to share that one. Here we go. This takes a little bit of practice. Try not to be distracted. Okay, so I'm heading out to take a look at the Holiday Park Resort, the RV and condo park resort. Let's see what we've got out here. So right now we're staying in the timeshare condos here at the Holiday Inn RV Park Resort, which we exchanged through Interval International. We have a timeshare in Mexico, and so this year we exchanged a week for a week in the park here. So I'm going to turn the camera around here and show you a little bit of the park. Just get this thing turned around. Oh, there we go. Okay, pointing up at the sky here.
You can see the people living there in those.
Just heading out of the condo area right
I
now.
think they're twin, or I'm not sure if they're doubles.
Yeah, there's some of them are, like mobile homes, and some of them are actual RVs, recreational vehicles. Some of them are permanent trailers. Some of them are modified. Like there's
all kinds.
All different types. And then there's some spots that people just rent. Sir, Tesla that we rented for the trip, just testing it out. Really like the car, like the tech. Looks really nice in the picture there.
Does it ever?
Technology, all of that stuff. It was a blast. It was a blast. And here is the resort. This place was built, I guess, like almost 40 years ago, I guess. But it's a beautiful, well-maintained resort. It basically has all of these RV pads, but a lot of people live here permanently on a regular basis. There's some people, a lot of people are retired, but I've run into a few people who actually work and use this as their home. I'm going to take a shortcut across the grassy knoll here. And this was one of my favorite areas to go into over this way. And this building in the back here, there's a hot tub just really close to us. Love the hot tub. Just past went every day. This grassy area. And there's a court back here where you can play tennis, badminton. They have pickleball, I guess, right? So they also have that, regular pickleball. It's actually not that many people out today. So. Oh. Saw a few people at the pool.
As you can see, it's really cloudy.
So there's some people in the pool there right now. I don't want to be intruding on their privacy and filming them. So I'm going to come around the opposite side here. There's washroom for the shower in there. Now this one right now is under repair. There's showers inside. And there's a hot tub right here. It was covered over, as I'm going to mention, because just that day the guy had to do some repairs, some tiles on it. So unfortunately, I just came at the wrong day to do the video of it. To keep the cover on, to keep it warm. Oh, it's under repair right now. I think it's supposed to be ready for tonight. It wasn't. So went into the other salt tub. And there's a building right here. It's an adult center. Oh, look, there's Marty. There you are. Marty, I see you're here enjoying the adult center. I didn't even know she was here. I got some food tables in here, billiard table, big screen TV. You play Netflix or whatever you want on here. Vending machine.
I noticed Michael's moving very fast here, so prepare for some motion sickness.
Yeah, it gets a little bit shaky. And cameras, when I lose track, I got to learn to look at the screen on the camera so that I know that it's level and not. Otherwise, I need one of those devices that keeps the camera level, because I'm like moving at 360 degrees. Little fridge to keep your items cool. And they have a little library in here, exchange library it says. So, quite a nice. I gotta learn to slow down when I'm making these videos, so please be patient. I guess if I could get slow motion, I could try that. But some of the videos, I'm just racing through them because, I don't know, I think I have to or something. But I need to slow down. Little area, little sitting chair. Somebody's working on a puzzle here.
Octopus puzzle.
1,000 pieces. Looks like they're getting close, about 80%. I'd say. So it's a nice little room in here. Maybe 75. For just sitting, reading a book, doing a puzzle. Let's head back out into the pool area. So I don't want to be filming too many people, but you can see the pool right there. It's a saltwater pool. Quite a nice little area. Place. Yeah, the saltwater pool is it's a little bit cooler than the hot tub, but it's still heated and it's quite comfortable actually. It's just a few degrees lower than the hot tub. Sit. And then the finishing here on the floor is quite nice. It's kind of cushiony and soft. They've also got all other rules here. This is open till like 11 o'clock at night from 6 in the morning. So I'm going to continue on down the road here. Usually I will go to the lap pool.
5 minutes video.
And then about 5 minutes. Yeah. Let me see where. Okay, let me back up. At night from 6 in the morning. So I'm going to continue on down the road here. Usually I will go to the lap pool and then I will come back to the room, change, go to the gym, do about an hour there, and then I'll come back and go for a soak in the hot tub afterwards, the one that we were just at. But they were doing some tile replacements on it, some cleaning, so it was closed today, but most of the time it was open. You can see they're working here on a new fence, something to do with the fire regulations because of all the fires they're having, so a lot of cedars in the area. So I guess they need to partition the RVs. This Pinewood place, these are more private condos or owned condos. Some of them you can rent. You can also rent pads on this site as well as pads with RVs. You can check out the website, the holiday. I like that. It said, was it People That Play?
Yeah.
Park Resort here in Kelowna. But you can also, if you want to rent from individual owners, and that guy was a little faster than 10 km. Actually rent their RVs. You can go on to Facebook and Kijiji and find places for rent on there or for sale. Continuing on down the road, they have a 10 km/h speed limit here. Most of the time people monitor it. There is radar detection with digital readout. I said most of the time people monitor it in the video, but I meant that most of the time people will obey it. I'll tell you how fast you're going. Hi. It's quite a large park. So these are different pads that people can rent, or they could be owned. You just don't know. Some people, they may have an RV and just come in for the weekend or for the summer or for a week. Whereas there's a lot of people, you can tell that they have RVs that are actually all boxed in, closed in, and are here permanently all year round. And there's some people that are like snowbirds that may just come for the summer and leave, go to Mexico or somewhere like that for the winter. I've run into a couple of couples like that will do that.
So the reception here is from our place is up towards the left. And
Yeah, this is a really long video, but then you get an idea of what the park looks like. I mean, the pavement's a little bit old, but the place is actually very well kept. Everybody keeps their lots well kept. There is some construction going on with some new fences, and every now and again, some people will be doing some changes to their lots. Because they live there all the time. They build these canopies and all these storage areas and things like that. And they take quite good care of it. And then the site itself takes care of the roads and everything. So it's very well maintained.
I'm going to head down to the main rec center golf course. It's down this way. Everybody also uses a lot of golf carts here. It's a good way to get around. You don't have to use your car because your car is big and bulky. But we're driving a Tesla, so we basically have a large electric expensive golf cart.
See, I answered that question right there. I didn't need to buy a golf cart or rent a golf cart because I was driving an expensive rented golf cart.
Fully enclosed. See, people are obeying the speed limit here right now. We're just about there. There's some really nice RV sites here. I like this finishing, the way they finish these fences here. They're really nice with the metal cladding.
I've got this new camera that we're using right now, and depending on what you do, it will actually follow you and zoom in. I think it's not on to do that right now, but I noticed it did something earlier when I put my hand to my mouth. Zoom right in.
Goes the golf cart right now. I think she's a little bit over the speed limit. It says 13. Happens to me all the time. It's hard to go 10 kilometers an hour, but you can tell.
Yeah, they've got these radar signs at the end of the roads that tell you how fast you're going. But I mean, sometimes I was walking so fast, I think I was going 9 kilometers an hour.
When you're going faster. See, we have some beautiful RVs down this road. A lot of these places, they're set up permanently here. It takes you a little bit to get to know the site, find your way around, because it is quite big, but once you walk around it a bit, you'll find your way. And there we have the restaurant, Theme or Thyme Restaurant, however you want to pronounce it.
Do you know if it was Theme or Thyme, Marty?
Technically, it should be time.
Time, okay. I'm not even pronouncing it correctly either time.
It's the name of a.
I thought they called it.
Herb for cooking.
Yeah.
There's a playground there.
Right. I'm not a cooker.
And then you have a lot of these metal covered areas as well. Bit of a park here.
That's the metal gazebos I'm talking about there in the distance. I know I'm talking about them, but you can't really see them while I'm talking, so I thought I'd point them out in the distance there, those metal gazebos. There's a lot of them. Basically your Home Depot gazebos that a lot of people have these days.
Swimming pool and a hot tub in there. I'm not going to go in and swim around that or film around that pool because it's basically a family pool, so there'll be kids there. So given all the concern these days, I'm not going to be going into the pool area filming kids. So, but it is quite a nice pool, as you can see. Nice sitting area, covered areas from the sun. There's a laundry room here.
It is a family pool, so where the hot tub is, that's just an adult area because there's drinking and whatnot allowed there inside. So yeah, that is the family pool right there. So it gets pretty noisy. Usually if there's just 2 or 3 kids, that's enough to create a ruckus.
Hi, how are you doing? Everything in this park is really well maintained.
Nice hedges.
It's quite beautiful here. Plus the fact that you're in Kelowna and there's all the wineries, lakes, nature around. We did a bike ride the other day around Ellison Lake for about an hour, and we stopped halfway through we used electric bikes, of course. I was on the regular two-wheel. Marty, her first time on a bicycle, she was using the trike. I actually found it much easier to ride the two-wheel bicycle than it is to ride the tricycle, but I've been riding a bicycle since I was 4 years old. So it was perfect. Still, it's a pedal assist, so you don't want to use all the battery power. Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, it did have a throttle.
More RVs down this way. Golf carts. Nicely kept hedges. And there's some really nice gardens and hedges around here as well.
That's really nice.
This is a gorgeous one. It looks like,
Yeah, that was quite pretty. I think it's the Asian style.
a house. It's kind of got the Asian theme going on. There's actually one that looks like a golf course. I must have passed it
I
and
think I got a shot of that.
missed filming it. I'll have to go back later. More RVs down this way. This one's
Might get another video.
backed right onto the recreation center.
This gets a little rougher down through this area, I think. There's some construction and stuff going on, and towards the golf course.
So this recreation center, it has another pool in there and a hot tub. I think the hot tub, I don't know if this one is under repair right now. I think it might not be working. It's going to be working this winter. Recreation complex, it says. So there should be a pool, hot tub. Oh, and there's also an area for events. So here's your pool.
As you can see, it's not busy at all. I think because the majority of the people in this resort live there, and so they don't spend as much time at the pools and whatnot as you would if you were on vacation.
And obviously there's a couple of bathrooms. The bathrooms are well maintained. There's a lady that goes around. I see her every day in the morning. Yeah, the hot tub's temporarily out of service, so they're doing a bit of maintenance, I guess, for the big summer rush that's coming. A few tables here. It's got a piano here. I guess it's kind of, this area could act as a stage for entertainment. I guess they have bingo here sometimes. I'm going to take you up into the gym. Small little gym, but quite adequate. I come here every morning. Hi. And they got lots of weights. Mirror here. Kind of a universal weight machine. We got a punch bag here. Like, kick that. Okay, I guess I'm not supposed to be in here with my outdoor shoes, so I should go back out. They got some lockers here, which is kind of neat. And it's only like $20 a year for your locker. So everything in this place is pretty reasonably priced. And it's actually a good place to actually live too, even if you're working, because it's very, very affordable. And there's an area here where you take your shoes off before you come in, which I didn't do.
Yeah, definitely didn't take my shoes off there.
Head back out again. The cleaning lady's going to give me heck for going in there without clearing off my shoes. Oh, and there's this back area out here, out the back door. There's a dock out here. But they don't launch from this dock anymore. Apparently, there's like too many. It's really overgrown with weeds and things. That's another nice sitting area. This whole park is loaded with areas to sit. And I guess underneath here, there's another barbecue over there. You can set up your barbecue. There's barbecues everywhere here. And underneath here are kayaks and things like that for you to go boating. And but I've got the sprinkler system on here right now. See if I can I get through here without getting wet? I don't think so. The sprinkler system's working pretty good. I'm not quite sure what this is here. It almost looks like, and they've painted it. Maybe they're going to fill it in. Looks like they had some kind of skating rink or something here.
I don't think so.
Kind of lowered down in the concrete. Huh, it's funny. Or maybe they're going to finish it up with some tiles or something. Oh, into the water. So I'll have to go around here before I can go out to the dock and maybe fill the lake. That's out here in the back of the resort. So it's the resort in the back of the Holiday Park Resort, which is a RV and condo.
I don't know what I was saying there, but I think I was trying to say it's the lake in the back of the Holiday RV condo resort, not the resort in back of the resort.
Resort. It's mostly RVs. They've got a little bit of timeshare condos and a few other condos that are for owners, residences, or whatnot. So here's the back area. And as you can see, it's quite overgrown here with weeds. So I think
I
they're
guess that's algae. I guess not necessarily weed.
telling me that they do the launch. I think it's over closer maybe to the golf course area that they launch the boats now. They take the boats over there for you and launch them. Oh, bird out on the water there. Don't know if you can see that. Kind of looks like a wetlands in here. That's probably a boat for the staff here cleaning up things. I'm gonna head back up here. That's a really nice RV and condo resort. Basically a 90% RV resort, I guess you could say. With permanent residence, rental spots, and a lot of people are selling their spots too. So there's a lot of places for sale. That's I was being told. So if you like something like this, there's opportunity to buy a place, and it's not far from downtown Kelowna. Was it maybe 20 minutes to that area?
It's half an hour.
I think. Hopefully, I'm correct. I'm just kind of remember because I just drive down with Tesla a few times and don't really pay attention. It seems like a short drive, maybe 20 minutes.
This is long.
Continue on here. Running out of breath. Right.
I don't know if she's gonna make it through this whole video.
Continue on down towards the
Have
golf
to
course.
Give her a timeout.
Yeah, so every morning I'll come out and I'll go for
I am gonna go grab me
a few laps, which are in the lap pool, which I'll show you. There's hardly ever anybody in there. There's one lady that she comes down every morning and she swims every day. She gets in there earlier. It's supposed to open at 6, but she's actually in there earlier than 6. Oh, here's 4:14 or 4:40. Sorry, the numbers were hidden, but it's got.
Oh, that's really gorgeous. That was really well done. That lot. That's probably the best lot there. Hedges well kept. Everything's like custom done.
Like this mini golf course set up. I think those golf balls are on there permanently. I think it's just display. But
I don't think so.
I'm not sure. Not sure if you can actually putt with this. Maybe it is a putting green. Very well done. Very nicely done. Little entranceway there. As you come in, flowers in the back. It's a little ornament golf bags with golf clubs in them.
I was almost tempted to go out there and move one of the balls to see if they did move around.
Very nicely done. Very well maintained as well. Wow, and they have a gorgeous backyard I can see from here. And this is a beautiful trailer as well.
Yeah, that was
Beautiful,
gorgeous.
beautiful trailer. Looks like, oh, this must be their golf cart parking. Very nice. And
The attention to detail on that lot was amazing. That was incredible. Like Everything was beautiful.
This is a beautiful trailer as well. Beautiful, beautiful trailer. Looks like, oh, this must be their golf cart parking. Very nice. And the hedge is all well maintained. I think there is some companies in here that will do the maintenance for you. Gardening and those sorts of things. And then I guess with some people, there's a lot of retired people here, they just do it themselves. I guess until you get to a certain age where maybe you don't want to be doing it anymore.
I think we're going to just skip ahead here because
It's like
pretty well looks the same.
On the other side of the links, they call it the round on the golf course. Told me that I shouldn't come in here. I think there's certain hours.
You can
Tub,
see some
and
of the
then,
golf course here.
5 or 6 people in the hot tub, and it was pretty rowdy. There was probably a lot of talk.
I'm just going to jump through this because I think it's getting kind of long. Here we go. Let me see. Get back here again. Yeah, I'm just going to stop sharing on that one and then jump to the next one here. See what we've got here. While Marty is still awake. So the golf course. Yeah, I did take a look at this golf course already. Did a quick run through it. Let's see what we got here. See if I can share that screen. There we go. Just a quick jump through there, showing some of the golf course.
Something for the golfer, you know, get out and do a few.
I'm just going to jump through. This is just more of the golf course. They're working on this, it looks like. But you know, if you like to have a little bit of golf while you're there, it's you know, it's better than nothing. It's a nice little course.
It's mostly run by volunteers, I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Volunteers, people who live there, obviously.
So there was one. Here's another part. This is the lap pool. I'm heading on up to the lap pool here in this one. I'm just going to share the screen here with you guys again. I just find it a little tricky here. Keeps jumping around on me. There we go. And I played that one. That doesn't look like
The lap pool up here, but I just thought I'd turn the camera on a little bit earlier. My battery is low, and it's a Canon camera I'm using here to record this stuff. But what I just wanted to show was this charge station that we use for our electric car, our Tesla. So this is quite nice. It's free. It was included with the condo that we did the exchange on. It's got a 3-hour maximum, so you can charge 3 hours a day. So it's great for just topping up your electric car. I guess you could leave it there longer too, but there's supposed to only be 3 hours. If you leave it overnight, I'm sure it would completely charge. But you know, I think it's good for like a 25% top up. And if you're at like 75, you take it back up to 100.
So I'm just going to skip ahead here to the lap pool. Quite a nice lap pool. The whole time I was there, every time I came to the pool, there was never anyone there. There was only one morning, and I came about 4:30, and then a lady showed up at 5 o'clock. She normally comes early in the morning before anybody gets there, and she does a swim every day. So this was quite nice to have, to be able to. There I am doing my swim, getting my lap in. This was my second lap. I was much faster than I had known. I did much better job. Oh, there I am. Didn't need to see that. I'm going really hard here. But anyway, that was quite nice to be able to get into that pool every game. I really enjoyed that. But we're going to stop right there, jump to the next video here. And this one, oh, it's the upfront.
So here we are.
And I'm just getting it to the share right now. Share the screen with you guys. Here we go. And this is the convenience store up front.
So here we are at the Upfront Market and Rentals. It's a little convenience store, and they also rent bicycles, little carts for kids, and golf carts as well. So it looks like they're open right now. You can rent those bicycles, and you go out back here, just behind the store, you can access the rail trail, which takes you around the lake.
And we did do that, me and Marty. Like I said, she drove the electric trike, and I drove just the regular electric bike. And it took us about an hour.
4 hours.
4 hours? Sorry, 4 hours?
4 hours.
Maybe it seemed like an hour to me. We did stop partway through. Maybe I could have done it in an hour.
Ellis Lake, that is. Hi, how you doing? I'm just doing a video just of the area. So this is the convenience store, and you can do all of your electric bike rentals, golf cart rentals, watercraft rentals.
Yeah, I'm just learning to use the camera, and I got to slow down. Definitely, as Marty says, motion sickness.
Bike rentals. It's the complete map of the whole site. It's quite huge. You can get some slushies or some drinks. You can go out back here too, and there's more food, ice cream, goggles for swimming, toothbrush, shaving, and you got your helmets there and whatnot. And I see there's some more groceries back here, some Pepsi, Coke, other drinks.
Well, these weren't.
They have laundry on site. They have some large machines here, so
You can drink it if you want.
so you've got some Tide there, laundry detergent,
Ooh, busy.
all different types of canned foods, pancake syrup, some Cheerios and cereal stuff
I think there's maybe some Imodium or something for motion sickness.
in the freezer here. There's a whole list there. Yeah, Kit Kats, yummy, and some bread. All different ice cream here.
Gluten-free,
So
lactose-free, no.
you don't even have to leave site. There's everything right here in the convenience store. You got your coffee creamers, 2% there. Some salad dressing, and even some Minute Maid up there. Nice. Stovetop stuffing. Yeah, and most of the condos do have the facilities in there, full kitchen and whatnot, or partial kitchen for preparing your food. So that's it for the Upfront convenience store. Thank you very much. Appreciate your help. You can pick up a shirt if you want.
Yeah, so I'm just going to stop it right there. We want to probably move on, and before we run out of time, get to our actual wine tasting tour. Because I think we do have one of those coming up next. Here it is, number 9, Peak Cellars entry. Oh, this is just getting into the Peak Cellars.
Hello there, Thirsty Vintner.
And it's Marty at the beginning here. And I just got to get this share feature going here with you guys again.
Crank up the volume.
Crank up the volume because Marty is like talking like really low. Where's the volume here? Got to crank that right up, and the volume over here, crank her up to the max. Okay. So we can hear what she's saying. We'll have to be quiet because she's like talking really low.
Hello there, Thirsty Vintner on site. Guess where we are? Peak Cellars. We're going to do some wine tasting today, brought to you by the Thirsty Vintner here in Kelowna, BC, Lake County. Come on in.
All right, let's go. See what's in.
I'll use part of it, yeah. Okay, so I am thinking about sorry,
Just waiting for them to
We are doing a wine tour and
We're doing a
tasting.
wine tour. So we're going to have someone take us through a beautiful facility. We can't wait to stand by.
I just had to remind Marty to talk to the camera and tell him what we're doing. I am the cameraman. She's supposed to be the talker. Okay, that's it. That's a short one. On to the next one. Should be a little bit more in this video. this is the wine tasting itself
It's
with
fairly long.
with the lady that was showing us around.
What you're looking at right here.
Here we go. Start this one from the beginning.
What you're looking at right here is Goldie's Vineyard, and this is under 5 acres, and it's our original. It's our original vineyard. It was first planted before. So we have 107 acres altogether. This is less than 5 up on Cars Landing.
This lady, she does a lot of tours for the winery, so I think her voice was kind of having a hard time at this time.
She also told us she was formerly a singer in Nashville. So it's a pretty interesting lady. She just looks like a freaking rock star.
Marty thought she looked like a rock star.
Where our mothership is, or family estate is the other 102 acres. So most of our wine comes from up there. This is the original vineyard, and this is Goldie White. Right. And so everything that is in here, this bottle comes from this vineyard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's so and this vineyard is predominantly Pinot Gris. So over 50% Pinot Gris. Then there is Riesling, and then Gewürztraminer.
So this Goldie White is a blend.
It's actually a co-fermentation. So instead of a blend, it's not all fermented separately and then blended together. It's actually all fermented at the same time. And what that does is the environment within any tank is very different, and because each one of those grape varieties have different pHs, acids, and sugar levels, then it just changes the way it ends up becoming. It's much more integrated, and it takes the specific characteristics of some of those grape varieties, like the Gewürztraminer, Riesling. They kind of soften, so they don't stick out.
Right.
Even though this is 55% Pinot Gris, it's still. I would call this something that is super easy.
It is.
It's like if
Nothing
you,
is jumping.
Yeah.
It's just very soft.
yeah, it's really easy. And so if somebody was having a
Comments?
party,
What do you think of that wine?
Comments? I would say this is definitely everyday, very easygoing. Nothing too acidic. It's just very comfortable to drink, very smooth. Yeah.
that's what I would say too. It's having a party. You need something that's going to please a lot of palates.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's usually this
Right.
one.
And it's 55% over Pinot Gris.
Yeah, 55 Pinot Gris, and then the rest is Riesling and Gewürztraminer with more Riesling than Gewürztraminer.
Okay. I was
Just
gonna
a little
say,
bit more.
I don't detect much converts in there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and the idea of co-fermentation is you're not blind.
Right.
If I blind tasted you on that, you wouldn't necessarily go, oh, this is these 2 grapes.
Yeah.
And that's the idea of co-fermentation.
Oh, blind
right?
tasting. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. No, believe me, I've done a million years of it. When you're tested out all the time, it's not so much fun. But, I mean, at least not for me. Some
Here's the
people
test.
say,
Pass.
Yeah. No. You want to spend 2 hours, 15 minutes like this and take certain tests. Time will fly by. But yeah, so when we're going to go down, we'll just go down into the vineyard.
Okay.
But so last year, which you would know, obviously the valley didn't have any fruit, right? Because of the freeze of 2024, we lost all of our fruit. A lot of people lost vines, and we are fortunate enough. And when we go in there, I'll show you some. But we didn't. We lost about 25,000 vines, which is still a lot,
Out of how many?
but it's 11% of our
11%. That's still a big hit. Yeah.
It's still a percentage, but it's and the original amount they thought that was lost was 50% of full loss, but it's closer to 20 because some people would have pulled out things that they were publishing. That's a big hit. It's a huge hit. No, but it's way better than 50.
Right.
Right. I went down to in East Kelowna. It's Spearhead the other day, and you drive up there, and everything is
Replanted.
it's all new.
Wow.
And they replanted 25,000 bucks, which is what we lost the entire thing, right?
That's a lot.
Yeah. So this here, this particular piece of land, was owned by James Goldie. He and two other men bought into this. This was an apple orchard back in the early 1900s.
Definitely see where when we're doing these videos, you actually need microphones so you can pick up the sound properly.
Big boom mics. So
Too
I
much,
don't know if
too
you
much
wanna
background noise.
forward
And
this
so
one.
this was, just like a lot of this valley, which was all fruit at one time, which is now vines, right? A lot of the orchard fruits have been pulled up too, especially ones that were close to the water, right? Because inland, like in this climate, but the water, that was a very, all the pests, and
Did you taste one?
not quite as heavy
There we go.
as the one that we
Yes.
have. So what we're basically doing is you're having the Goldie white, which is what those three grapes taste like together.
Yeah.
And now we're deconstructing.
It's
Gotcha.
interesting.
The
She's
wine.
carrying around all these wines in her holster there. While we're doing the tour, right?
What's in a bag?
And managing the glasses and everything.
Fine. Although
Michael.
honestly, all of these wines, all of the grapes come from the other vineyard, but then you're just tasting them separate.
Right.
That makes sense? Because this entire vineyard goes into the Goldie white.
I think I was so busy with trying to manage the camera that I wasn't paying attention to everything.
So here is our Pinot Gris. And this is our 22. There you go.
This is the 22.
22 Pinot Gris.
Love the smell.
Yeah, it's very, very pretty.
They all smell.
Our winemaker, Stephanie, she has been with us.
They were very nice smelling wines. That's
Very
definitely,
aromatic.
yeah. There was a lot of different smells and flavors.
Several years. She's a Kelowna native, but she's made wines in Europe and Ontario. One of those flying winemakers that goes down to, has gone down to New Zealand several times as well, but has a love affair with Alsace as well. She loves Alsatian wines. And
Who doesn't?
yes, I mean seriously.
Who doesn't?
Well, and we are often compared to Alsace here, right?
Really?
Because you have, so in Alsace you have the Vosges Mountains, right, which protect the rain shadow in the summertime, and then as we have, the central mountain range here, then they're the sunniest place in France. We are the sunniest place in British Columbia. Okay, not today,
Not today.
but in general, in summer, right?
Yeah.
And well, it's the second day of summer, I guess it is. But we're generally the sunniest place as well in British Columbia, as you well know. And then also they have the Rhine River, we have the Okanagan Lake.
Right.
And it's well established that
It actually was quite a bit of overcast when we were there that week. But the next week it did get sunny.
the lake
makes it
effect with
easier to
large bodies of
Do
water
a lot
really,
of
really help
activities outdoors without getting
Sunburn.
beaten down by the
Yeah.
sun.
moderate the climate. Cooler and warmer in the fall. And, we have a shorter growing season here, obviously, but because we're so hot and because during the day and our diurnal temperature swing, which is very unlike the island, right? Right. Where when I moved there, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to slide down this hill. And it was because it was 6 degrees. And I was like, it's raining out here. And my uncle's house was like on a steep hill, but I was used to the diurnal temperature swing. But it's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's going to be a slick ice in the morning.
No.
But so here, that would be, as I'm sure you know as well, it's that temperature dip of about 20 degrees difference once that sun goes over that mountain. It's like, it's a different temperature. So we have that, so really retaining the acidity. So we have the beautiful sun, but
What am I getting in the Pinot Gris? Something is very different from typically what I would have in a Pinot Gris. There's no bitterness to it.
this is all fermented and fermented in used oak, seasoned used oak.
Oh,
So that
okay.
roundness. So that rounds out.
Smoothing the oak
Yeah.
barrel smooths it out. Yeah.
Typically, at the
An
end,
old
there's
oak,
that
like it's
tiny bit of that almond bitter something citrus that just kind of leaves that tartness.
well,
There's none of that.
so in Pinot, well, for me in Pinot Gris, being
I didn't realize I come through so loud on the microphone there because I'm holding the camera.
like Alsatian style as opposed to Pinot Grigio. Yeah, this is a little bit more,
That was
a little bit more Alsatian, much more honey, much more, yeah, much more Alsatian.
So what would
That was a Pinot Grigio.
That was a Pinot Gris.
Look at the look you're giving.
is your review on that?
Well, first of all, it's all gone. It's really good. We'll see how long we last in the tour before I go really red.
She had too much to drink.
Hey Claire, I'll show them.
But exactly, it doesn't feel like very strong alcohol coming down.
I
And
just
as
shut
I
it
was
down.
saying earlier, this is the Pinot Gris done the Alsatian style is actually really delicious compared to the Grigio that has that bitterness. So this is a much bigger bonus for me.
Yeah, this is much more of like a silky, fuller bodied. Yeah, and because Pinot Gris is French,
Yes.
right? And the other two grapes we're going to taste, Gewürztraminer.
A bit more complexity.
Yeah, yes, definitely. So, and that's what I said. So she has a love affair with those styles, right? And because we are compared to that we have similar climates, so those grape varieties do go well here. With the Gewürztraminer and the Riesling, they were like, because Alsace went back and forth between Germany and France like 4 times in 200 years whenever the Germans had it, and they always wanted it because of the vineyards they planted. Riesling and Gewürztraminer, but because France makes dry wines,
Yes,
they don't make sweet wines.
they don't.
So, but Germany makes all of them.
Those are
So the style is more off dry for our other wines and bone dry. Our other Rieslings and stuff like that, they can be more bone dry.
Yes.
And we have the
So I
terraces.
think I'll jump on to the next wine because she has a lot of information, but I don't think she's coming through loud enough. I don't think it's going to be picked
And
up.
a lot of them, the wines basically, to tell you the truth, like do a quick summary. This is a place I'd say if you haven't been, definitely stop by. Make it a destination. It is easy to find. The service is top notch, and the Riesling and the Gewürztraminer that we're gonna have in a bit also super delicious. It's just something you just have to be there to experience.
And the restaurant is gorgeous inside, and the
Mhm.
views are amazing.
Food was good. Everything is just top shelf.
Let's see, where are we at here?
And Riesling that it would be like considered like a cru level in France, right?
Right.
Because France has
I
all the
don't think we
cru.
got to where we want.
So just much more. Orange came and went, and now we have the beginning of the little
Baby
tiny
grapes.
grape
Oh,
clusters, right?
yeah.
Look how cute they are.
Cute. Yes, the influences. And we have an abundance.
So how long before they're ready?
Oh, it will be, we harvest usually in September here.
Okay.
Harvest will start generally. I mean, sometimes, depending on how long, like sometimes you have hopefully we'll have a lovely long
Season, right?
season.
Yeah.
Not too many heat spikes and
Yes.
things like that, right? And we don't want to say the F word at all.
Yes.
So we've
Five
had rain,
letters.
so it's really great.
That would be
that we
frost.
have. Yes, they will be coming along.
But if they get frost, they might say the other F word.
Right, cut off a little bit of this so it doesn't get too crazy because you really want to make sure the fruit ripens, right? Because the vine's tendency is just to create green because it's like, oh my God.
So has the climate been getting harder in the area, or because then it seems to be getting colder everywhere? In Victoria, it seems to be
It's more,
colder.
well, it's I think it's more events,
Yeah.
right? It's more
Extremities.
events. It's extreme events. Like,
Yes.
in all honesty, like I've only lived here 4.5 months. I've been in wine for a long time, but I've been living in Nashville, Tennessee for 31 years.
Oh,
Wow.
So, but there's just everywhere is extreme events. The same time that they had, the same winter that they had this extreme in 24, we had in 31 years that I lived there, it was 20 degrees Celsius, negative 20 degrees Celsius. Never,
right.
right?
Right.
3 days. Like that was just,
That's
oh my God.
Alberta weather.
But I mean, for Nashville, that's like all the time.
Oh, yeah,
I've been there, there's never anything
Never.
relatively close to that.
No.
So it was bizarre. It was just a freak event and killed a bunch of trees, like all sorts of things that normally last, right? So it's just the extreme weather events and a lot more water down there.
This
than
is interesting.
I would
Just
think there.
It's extreme events causing,
Just a
you know,
hybrid
damage to
vineyard,
the-
and we'd go down on cordon. So these, you know, these are old wood, and it's
Right.
fir pruned, and everything comes up to here, right? So that's the best thing for this kind of climate because you know it can be spotty, but you'll come like a lot.
This was just very interesting how she was explaining the new wood and the old wood and how it grows out and how they trim it off and everything. So that was very interesting. Some of this stuff that I didn't really know details here. Very interesting.
On here, you will end up seeing here. See, that was last year's cane because we lost the cordon. So we did lose some things, right, from the frost.
Mm-hmm.
But so then you just pull down because a lot of Europe's vineyards and stuff are cordon trained, and that's something you would lay down every year and change all the time. That would be replaced by a new one, like the new one. One of these.
It's going to be up.
One of these shoots.
Yeah.
Closest to here.
Okay.
This would be cut off, and then that would be laid down. That is cane pruned. But
Quite extensive work to do to achieve that. Labor intensive is what I was trying to say.
It is very.
Yeah, labor intensive. I mean, it takes a lot of plants to make wine, right? So that's a lot of labor, a lot of effort. We're just going to move on here. See if we can get to the next. We did another
We're
tasting
looking at
here, didn't
the Gewürztraminer. I think should be either before or after this. I don't quite remember. There we go. Let's maybe play here. We're walking back
sometimes in between.
So I think that's
Well,
what it
The other one, the other vineyard is in blocks, and it's. I mean, this is irrigated as well. That these are such.
That's right back to the beginning there. I
So if you
think.
want to click around here, play.
That's
I don't know if that's. I can't see that far. That's Matt, or it's probably
He's
one of Matt's.
just out picking grapes now.
But yeah, and there's
We still work our way
down
down
here
there.
is the.
oh, that's what that
This
was.
is somebody else,
Sorry for making you walk so much.
Yeah, I guess we get close to the next tasting.
Yeah, well,
It's just too much in between in there.
Just like so this
It
is
was quite
since
interesting.
you are interested in this, why not? Right?
well, we just got into this business 10 years ago. Before that, I never really drank wine.
There you go. Well, and so then this is an option. So this is green flying, more Pinot Gris. The Gewürztraminer is actually, I think, down there.
And these look like new plants here.
Where do you see?
See if I can move it down.
There. Oh, the other one is
Well,
the other vineyard is.
Blocks by grape type.
Well, no, they're in blocks. It's most vineyards outdoors. I know there's a block in the back there too. So, of last year's canes, and you're usually trying to get.
Okay, so let's see if maybe did it go to another video? Is that what the next tasting was? Back to here. Oh,
Yeah, we didn't see that one. yet.
we didn't get to this one yet. So there's another video that I have.
Amazing. I mean, because
Amazing.
vines are perennial plants.
This is quite long. I didn't forget how many videos you take. And I need to get back to sharing the screen with you guys. Otherwise, it just gets kind of boring looking at us. Here we go. Not that we're not entertaining, but
Right? They can't move their plant. So their tendency is want to propagate. They want to make sure that we grow into the grape, right? Right. This is what it is. I must get
here we go.
Yes.
Here's the next wine tasting. Yay.
Here we
You're growing towards the light still?
Oh, I think we all are drawn to sunlight no matter what. So here's we'll do the Gewürztraminer here first. That's good. This is our 2020 Gewürztraminer. And we did, so we poured the 21 first.
Yes.
And this is our 2020. So it's usually you go in order. The 21, so 21 with the heat dome here, very, very warm weather. So you had very ripe fruit, beautiful. But then there was also
I missed the name.
fire.
Yeah.
Right?
Because of the heat.
Right. And so we did have some smoke in the vineyard, but it did not affect all this. And when they were making the wine, it was like, hey, there's no smoke.
Right.
Taint detectable
Yeah, they're talking about some of the fires and the smoke and how it affects the wine.
whatsoever. And but it doesn't always show up during winemaking. Often it will show up after it's bottled, right? And there's like a sugar molecule, like sugar type molecule, glycol or whatever, that will separate because wine changes in bottle, right? And that's when it shows up. And so that's when it showed up for us, was in the bottle. But because of the intensity of the
And so you hear what she says, everybody, the wine changes in the bottle. So sometimes you got to leave your wine in the bottle for a little bit more than, just trunk aging it, putting it in the trunk and getting home. So you don't need to leave our wine for a year unless you really want to. But, maybe for, a few months, 3 months sometimes.
Gewürztraminer, when you get your nose in here, you guys, I'm sure, have had Gewürztraminer before, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Very, very lychee, rose, tropical fruits. But this one is much more restrained.
I was just gonna say exactly.
Yeah.
I don't get the usual perfumey floral.
Yeah,
all.
it's there if you give it a
Very
really
subtle.
good swirl. It's very subtle.
Very
it's a
subtle.
cooler year. So different than 21. But 21, because the smoke taint showed up in the bottle, even though it fit right in the pocket with that wine, a lot of people loved it because there's a little bit of smokiness. It went with all the rich flavors. But smoke.
The funny thing is that I've shot much better videos than these and been much more stable. But for some reason on this trip, I was just all over the place just because I put the camera on the tripod. I was just very unstable.
Taint is not something that it'll kill a wine. You cannot age anything smoke taint. Eventually, in the next few years, it'll just be smoke.
Yeah.
Right? So we poured that first while everybody was enjoying it, loving it. And then we pulled out the 20, then Steph pulled out the 2020, which is, no, I didn't pour you these. 2020 first. I'm like, this is
What do you think of that one, Marty?
Surprisingly smooth.
Yeah, it
and
is.
It's what you said earlier. It's not too sweet. Not at all.
it's more in that off-dry style.
Yeah.
Like a
Which is
Gewürztraminer.
what we do anyway. The other Gewürztraminer wasn't super sweet, but because of the heat that year, everything was ripe, and because of the tendency of the type of aromatics that Gewürztraminer has, they're just intense.
Everything is just very subtle.
Yeah, it's not a really powerful Gewürztraminer tasting. It's kind of subtle.
And again, at the blind tasting, I probably would have picked it out.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, it's possible.
I think so far, my favorite is the blend, the very first
the
one.
first one.
Yeah, it just sort of put everything together perfectly. Yeah. But this is very delightful too.
It's and 2020 was, like I said, a cooler year. So then you have that more subtle flavor.
Temperatures, right?
Yeah, we have much heat, but we also have those things that,
Yeah.
and
I don't.
Oh, that was it.
That's it. So there was, we did the Gewürztraminer, we did the Pinot Grigio, so we're missing the Riesling.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's another video, but you can just talk about that one too, because it's a little hard going through.
With the Riesling, honestly, it's really hard to pick one that was the best. I was said earlier that I did like the very first one, the Goldie blend, which was the 55% Pinot Gris blend with then the balance of Riesling and Gewürztraminer. I have to say, when I tried the Riesling, it was deliciously crisp with that green apple. Not sweet at all, and so fruit forward. There's nothing that is difficult about any of these wines. Again, definitely just go down there and try some for yourselves. And I speak highly of all of them. The Riesling was very, very good. I think at the end of the day, if I have to pick one of the four, I think the Riesling would have won.
I'm not sure the Riesling is in this video here. I'll just kind of
Let's just play it.
go forward a bit. I don't think so. This is the end. We didn't taste it in here, did we?
No, I don't remember.
It was back in, wasn't it in the vineyard?
Or was it inside here? Was it here that we did the final? But because she still has them.
Oh, so she did.
So we have the terrace is dry, really brown. This is very balanced. So with Riesling, I don't know if you guys do Riesling or not. I'm
Yes.
sure you do. So with Riesling, it's one of the most noble grapes, and it's one of the only white grapes that can be aged, right? Like 25, 50-year-old has different Rieslings that are beautiful because it has lots of concentrate, and lots of sugar, and lots of acid. So this is one of those.
You can see in the background there's all these boxes of wine, and these are all, and you see bags of wine. These are all orders for people.
Yes.
Wines that has this fresh balance. It's a very fresh vintage, 22. It also is not like super hot yet.
Okay.
So I think sometimes it feels like having more of that stone fruit. This is much more. You probably can tell right away when it is more green.
Yeah.
Like green apple.
It's got the green apple taste. Yeah, yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
And the lime. That's also super. Like for me, this is something I've had with sushi that is amazing. And I also think about fish
So
tacos.
fresh.
Yeah, fish tacos with a lot of cilantro lime, like cilantro lime and cream crema or whatever.
Spicy citrus.
There you go. See?
So how are they achieving that green apple taste?
That's just so in any bottle, any glass of wine, that's an aromatic compound. There's like between 600 and 1,000 different aromatics. So fermentation creates all of those flavors, right? So it's not like achieving like it's just the vintage. The vintage.
It's just the grape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
So fermentation brings out all of those different like aromatic compounds, right? So that's what's so amazing about wine. It's not adding anything to
Right.
it or whatever. It's just fermenting, and that's what nature gave you, right? Without, obviously, like our flavoring, contemporary flavoring is over, right? As far as like anybody, like in our world of wine, not our world, but just the world of
What
wine.
type of oak barrels are those? We use Hungarian oak.
Yes, we say French.
French oak. Okay.
And they're not always they'd be small sticks. Those with carbon, and the two those. I mean, it's that there's gravel. Think about water and gravel.
Some of the damage that occurred during the frost that they got.
And then, yeah.
I'm just going to see if I can jump right ahead here. I think there's one part where she's showing it to us. But, oh, there we go. It's right here.
Yeah.
Kind of frost incident, or like I was saying earlier, they might have some sort of, the vine might have some other illness, and might have some portion of dead wood inside. And when there's enough dead wood is dry. But when frost comes along, and this is right through the grass,
It splits it.
so it just splits it and splits right in the vascular, and so no more, like nothing going to the vine, right?
And that's how the frost kills the vines, and then basically that vine is done. That's what she was talking about there. And that's an example of one of them that it had the split in it. Once it gets split, and it splits right to the middle of the vein of it, it's done. It can no longer have any grapes. Let's see here.
Everything is done.
And this one here, this is the one. It basically, it is this one. There's like it's split right before.
Oh, I see one there.
Yeah.
See one right
Yeah,
there.
right there. So it's split before it goes up. But this is the one I was thinking right here.
Okay.
right?
Well, that's a big one.
So that's basically death of the vine.
Yeah, you can't have it split right through the middle.
Okay, so let's just jump through here. That's all that you're going to get out of that one. And I'm going to go to the next video that we've got. Stop sharing that one. Let's pick up.
Oh, no, I think we're on to some food coming up.
Let's see what we got here.
I think the live stream will still be another hour before we're completed with all.
Yeah, I might have to split this and go into a separate part 2.
I think so too. Let's finish off with Peak Cellars. We can have the vineyard tour or the
Yeah. So this will be part 1, and I guess that can be the next one will be part
and then
2.
the Cellars entry.
So where this is the one here. that was 13. Oh, this. Oh,
Yeah, so this one
here.
will have some music.
So do you want to we're just going to cut out of this end of this tour here, and we'll start up another video another day.
Yeah.
And we're going to pick up with some of the trip. We went actually into Kelowna downtown, and we did some spirits and liqueur tasting and whiskey. But we're just going to wrap this one up for today. Hope you enjoyed this video with me and Marty, and we'll see you next time on the live. And hopefully I will do a much better job of trying to balance everything
Gonna wrap
out
this
here.
one up with some music for the whole.
I'm trying, huh? So that is what I'm attempting to do right here. And looks like that tab is gone. So if you, here it is right here. Yeah, that's okay. And so hang on one second. If you want to talk to this.
Sure,
and tell them a little bit more about the trip while I stumble through here.
So where we were staying at the Holiday RV Resort and Park, driving around anywhere from there was pretty easy. You can do a short walk, literally a short walk, and you'll get to save on foods if you want to just nip out, get some groceries. If you go further down the street, there's a restaurant that's quite famous in the area called the Jamboree. There's like delicious breakfasts there, and there are some fun fruit places, orchards, obviously around all the place. So there's lots of fruit places, and there's one that was called the Jealous Fruit, I believe. We didn't get a chance to pop in because we weren't there for fruit, but you can see that every time we drove out, and it's about a 25-minute or less, I believe, to the downtown. Not quite downtown, but into the Walmart area. And it's a pretty nice size Walmart. You get lots of groceries there. The one thing lacking, I think years ago I was talking to a friend, and we talked about going out for Chinese food one day. And he said, there's nothing really authentic Chinese food available in the Kelowna area. So maybe just around the downtown, or maybe just the core. But where we stayed was not too far from the airport, so there are some places to eat. But if you want true authentic, obviously you want to go to Vancouver for that. But that's a whole other video another day. We will maybe do that at some point. But every amenity, everything, and going back to the park, I found a lot of people very friendly. Everybody says hello.
Hey, Queen. Instead of focusing on
trips where it's a short, 7-day trip, it's worth it. And I think aside from just the wine tasting and the food pairing, my favorite take on this trip, Mike and Marty, we went on the bike ride around the lake, stopped in the middle for a burger, and a little stand there. Now, right now, if you guys look at our Facebook page and Instagram, I believe I have mentioned burger stand pictures. By the way, the burger and the portion, the price is well matched. The bike trip itself, on the e-bike, it's as it was at the beginning. I think 20 minutes. That's something my list of presents. I shopping for a beach bike. So we're going to go into
That's it for Mike and Marty. Hope you enjoyed our video, our first production live. And we'll see you next time. Thirsty Vintner. Bye. Thank you. See you. Enjoy.